beloved. This is Gabriella Powers with Chala Ministries. Today we're going to be doing a word study on the word Tselem. Now that is from Genesis 1:26, when Yahuwah said, "Let us make man in our image." That's the word that we're going to be studying today. Image is Tselem. There are 3 letters in there that we're going to be looking at. Now the first one, Sadek, means to hunt, catch, and capture. It also has a numerical value of 90. It represents the righteous person who is bent with their arm lifted to the heavens. It also represents the bride of Messiah. It is called, in rabbinical thinking, it is the mate to the letter Aleph, which represents the groom, and this represents the bride of Messiah. Also, 90, the numerical value of 90, means fullness of life. Now, the second letter, Lamed, it stands above all of the other letters. It's also directly in the center of the alphabet. So it is considered a representation of Melech HaMelechim, or the King of Kings, because it stands tall above the rest. It also represents a heart that understands knowledge. It also represents authority, as it looks like a shepherd's staff, which can also prick, excite, or sting us. Also, like I said, a heart that understands knowledge. Now, this last letter here is Mem Sophet. It is the final letter, the final form of it, so it is closed. It does represent the concealed truth of Yahuwah, which is in Yeshua, the Messiah. It has a numerical value of 40, which is, as we know, a number of transformation, renewal, and judgment, as in the 40 days and nights in the wilderness, or the 40 days and nights of the flood. Several different examples there throughout the Bible. It also represents his divine omnipresence. Now, from these letters, we see something very interesting. Now, in regards to covenant man being made in Yahuwah's Tselem, or his image, the first letter, Sadek, shows us that man was made, captured in righteousness and humility when made in his image. Covenant man is the bride of Messiah, which being so brings fullness of life. This is a picture of covenant man in Eden before sin. We're talking about covenant man being made in his image. In the beginning, it was a perfected image. Adam and Eve reflected that perfectly. In Yahuwah's image, covenant man had a heart that understood knowledge, which excited and goaded man's heart to be obedient to Yahuwah and recognize his authority as our shepherd. In his image, our final outcome is the concealed truth of Yahuwah, being transformed and renewed into his character. Now, covenant man in Eden was made perfectly in his image. But in the fallen state of man, we are in the process of returning to that image. Humble righteousness, full of life as the bride of Messiah, having hearts that understand the knowledge of Torah, hearts that obey Yeshua, who is our shepherd, hearts that obey his authority, full and complete renewal and transformation in his divine omnipresence, being completed and finally perfected in the concealed truth of Yahuwah, which is Yeshua. Looking at Yeshua gives us the perfect example of what covenant man looked like and acted like in his image. Yeshua is the perfect reflection of his image. And the more obedient we are to his spirit in us, the more our Tselem, or our image, returns and is renewed to be like his image. And the work of the Ruach HaKodesh is constantly making that happen. In Philippians 1:6, it says, "He who began a good work in you will perfect that work until the day that Yeshua returns." So we know that that perfected work is our sin nature that's been taken on in our flesh. It is by all means possible to return to how covenant man was in the Garden of Eden, completely conformed to the image of Yahuwah, and that is what it shall be like in that day when Yeshua returns. So this entire word here, image, we can just look at the character of our Messiah and understand that we too were created in that image, and that's what we're returning to. I hope that encourages you, beloved. Shalom Aleichem.